So we have 3 applications today. I might just take the report as read and just move straight to questions, unless there's any updates, any new information.
No, nothing.
So we'll just move straight to questions on this. Mike, you had one that you asked ahead of the meeting.
Yeah, just curious. I noticed in the applications for 2 of them that the local community board is funding as well. I'm just wondering if there's council policy around actually funding the same project from 2 different funding pots.
These projects are one thing that I know, obviously they all come from the same ward this time, so you can actually get an idea of sort of the breadth of the kind of projects we're dealing with. These projects have heritage outcomes in terms of retaining and saving buildings at risk for future generations, but they also have a lot wider benefits that sit around the heritage. So in these cases, there are benefits around community wellbeing, community resilience, community capacity building. And our fund doesn't cover necessarily all of those items. So the funding that might come from the community board would be supporting the project but covering a different element. So the Heritage Incentive Grant funding would cover the physical works to the physical items or buildings. The funding that came from the community board in the case of the St Joseph Memorial was looking at items that weren't eligible for this grant funding. So that was helping them set up as a trust. There's a particular tree there that was planted by one of the last nuns that the group wanted to move, so it supported that kind of thing. So the funds cover different elements.
No, that's good to know that. Another question on the Rapaki application or your recommendation, 30%. Is that purely just the quantum of it?
Sorry, the 71,000.
Yes, 30%.
30%.
Yeah. The reason why you've recommended 30% and not 50% is that based on the quantum, like how much?
Yeah. Had funding been unlimited, this one would have been worthy of a 50% grants, which is the maximum that we're able to afford. In terms of the assessment against the guidelines, the significance of the building, the users of the project, how at risk the building is. But we also have to look at it, assessing it against the funds that are available across the whole year. And the availability of the funding in this case meant that we had to look at bringing the percentage down to a lower funding level.
Do you so with the remaining balance, do you have an idea of what applications are sort of coming through? I'm just wondering if
I've got, for the next report, which is already started, I've got one in Fendleton, one in the central city, one in Riccarton, one in Ferrymead, and I've also got another 3 or 4 that I'm working with the applicants and we're really close to getting them in. So there will be a lot of applications this year.
So raising that one will probably put the other ones at risk of not getting enough funding.
Somewhere down the line, because we've got a fixed budget for this year, if we put more onto this one, it means somebody else would get less, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions on these? Okay, so Pauline, you remove the self-recommendation? Yeah. Seconder? Melanie? Any debate? Yeah, sorry. Gazes kind of that way. Okay, in that case, I'll put the motion. All in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Any against? Declare that carried. Thank you very much. Right, now we move to the suburban